My last marathon was pretty rough. I got injured during training, I ran on an unusually hot and humid day, and despite running a 20-minute PB, my time was well slower than what it could have been. But that's more than alright, I learned a lot and I'm taking another shot at it, this time across the country. Oof, it actually kinda hurts holding this because the team's not good right now. This is also the first marathon I'm flying out for, so there'll be some unique challenges there. But that's 16 weeks from now, let's worry about the here and now. And the first step to any successful marathon is picking a plan. So which one did I choose this time? What I landed on was this. And if you've seen my previous videos on me training for the Toronto Waterfront Marathon, you're probably screaming at the screen right now telling me to stop. But for those of you who don't know, this is the training plan that injured me last time. Which begs the question, why am I returning to a plan that didn't work? Is this ego? Is it a salty run back? Kind of, but there is a little bit more to it than that. For starters, this training's happening during winter to spring, so I'm not gonna be in the blazing and humid heat. Also, between my last marathon and now, there have been a lot of changes as to how I train and therefore my fitness. Stuff like integrating weights into my strength training routine for injury prevention, running 2 workouts a week so that marathon pace feels really easy, and integrating steady pace running so I can get more aerobic gains. For all those reasons, I feel really good about tackling this again without getting injured. That being said, I'm still gonna be careful and I'm integrating 3 ground rules this time around. Ground rule number 1 is to understand the purpose of every run and to modify it if necessary. I sort of did this last time when my hips started to act up, but by then it was too little too late, so this time I'm gonna be a little bit more proactive. Alright, first run of the block, 8 to 11K, easy. Just got done. The second ground rule is to always check in with myself and to be honest as to how I'm feeling. Now it seemed obvious, but last time around I just wasn't very good at this, opting to push through discomfort, tiredness, really tough weather conditions, and that led to the injury. And that goes back to the first rule because let's say there's an 8 to 11K easy run the day after a tough workout. The intent of the plan there obviously is to have that 8 to 11 be a recovery day. So if I feel very tired and achy that day, I'm gonna ask myself throughout the entire run, okay, is it reasonable to do 11? Or if not 11, can I do 8? And if not that, that's totally fine. I'll do however much I can, recognizing that the purpose of that run is active recovery, so it doesn't serve myself to overextend on that day because it's gonna roll over into the next run, and into a workout, which is not ideal. And the last ground rule to remember is there are 16 weeks here. 1 or 2 bad runs out of 112 will not make or break this block. Also, not being able to complete a workout as prescribed does not invalidate it 100%. Say there is a 5x1 mile session and I only do 4 of those miles. Well, that's still 80% of the run done. It's better to arrive on race day a little bit undercooked rather than completely burnt out. And we're back. So today's gonna be 8 to 10K with 3 strides tacked on at the end. But now you're probably seeing why I don't film much during the winter because, well, everything is still exactly the same, except my shirt. And while we're on that, it is currently week 3 while I film this vlog segment and things have not gotten any better. In fact, they've kind of gotten worse because there's been a lot of snow, which means a lot of shoveling obviously, but it also means a lot of the routes I use for running are straight up impassable, which in turn means I'm on the treadmill basically every day, and that's why this video is kind of late because I've been racking my brain on how to make this video interesting and I've come to the conclusion, well, you kind of can't really. Alright, aside from YouTuber woes and the whole Groundhog Day thing, how has training been going? Well, let's have a look at which runs were on the cards. Weeks 1 and 2 had overall mileages of 75 and 83K respectively, which is not a crazy amount for me. I'm used to running over 100 a week. 85 is closer to what a deload week would look like for me. And once again, that is kind of the point of these first couple of weeks. Get rid of any excess fatigue. The workouts for week 1 were a 20-minute tempo run and a 19K all steady. The 20-minute tempo run is really bog standard. It feels kind of pointless to go over it. Just warm up, do your strides, do the tempo segment, and cool down. As for the 19K steady run, this one wasn't so easy, and it wasn't down to my fitness, it was just down to preparation. Definitely my fault for starting a little bit later than I usually do. I had to hop off, eat something, and after that, had to contend with GI distress because guess what? Stomach's full of food now, so that's a thing. Definitely not my best run, but got the kilometers in, and that's what matters. When I finally did hit my stride though, it was actually really easy to do that steady pace work, and I once again credit that to integrating steady pace running into that 5K training block I did. Week 2 featured 2.5 quality runs. The first was an interval session, 8 by 2 minutes on and 1 minute off. The 2 minutes on were at about 10 to 5K race pace, and the 1 minute off was an easy jog. Definitely not as brutal as my usual 5 to 3K pace work, but more than enough to keep my legs turning over for that sweet, sweet running economy. The other run was a progression run. It started just a little bit slower than marathon goal pace and accelerated to half marathon pace. So for me, that was about 4:16 per kilometer to 3:56. And I won't lie, it felt really weird running in this pace band. Probably because I almost never do it. For most of my training, obviously I'm running at an easy pace. For threshold work, I'm just a little bit above half marathon pace. And speed work, well, it can be anywhere between 10 to 5 to 3K race pace. So really, I'm just never at marathon goal pace. But that's okay, that is the whole point of this plan. Get comfortable with this pace and get good at it. The half quality session I'm talking about is a 22 kilometer medium long easy run, which to be clear was really easy to do, but it didn't feel so great when I looked outside and saw I had to shovel snow. Again. The rest of the runs were easy mileage and there were some strides here and there. And that's it for weeks 1 and 2, and honestly I feel very cautiously optimistic about how this is going. I know for a fact I have the minerals to run a sub 3, it's all a matter of getting through the training. And this time I really think I've stacked the deck in my favor so I can get through this whole thing and land on my feet. Oh my god, that's such a bad joke. I don't really have any deep thoughts, reflections, or insights this time around. It's kind of hard to do that when it's been 2 very easy weeks, but I'm gonna make this a regular feature on these videos because so often I get caught up in the mileages, the distances. Wait, no, those are the same thing. But I'm gonna make this a regular feature on these training videos because so often I get caught up in the mileage, the paces. It's just a lot of numbers, and I gotta remember there is a human element to this. Anyways, enough about me. How is your training going? I know a few of you guys out there are training for Vancouver as well. Let me know down in the comments below. If you made it this far into the video, please consider giving a like. Best way to help out the channel. If you want to see how the rest of my training and race day goes, hit subscribe. And as always, thank you so much for watching.